If you are here, it is not by chance. Something greater has guided your steps, and this moment carries the vibration of destiny. Many scroll past messages like this, but those who feel a sudden spark inside, a pulse of curiosity that cannot be ignored, are the ones who are being called. Virgo, you already know that your silence has never been empty. You have sensed whispers in your dreams, a strange weight in the atmosphere, and moments when time itself seemed to pause as if waiting for your decision. This is why you are here, and why you cannot turn away now. This is not for everyone. It is not meant for the distracted or for those who close their ears to the unseen. It is meant for those who can feel that something ancient is unfolding, a hidden gate that reveals itself only in rare windows of energy. You belong to that group. This new moon brings with it not only renewal, but also a test, a cosmic test, that filters those who walk awake from those who continue in forgetfulness. That is why this message carries both light and warning. If you align with it, miracles can unfold before your eyes. Blessings can flow with a clarity you have long prayed for. Breakthroughs, long delayed, can finally come to meet you. But if you ignore this call, karmic traps may rise, old cycles may tighten, and you may find yourself repeating the same lessons that you thought were already behind you. The choice lies in your hands, and the portal is open for only a brief span of days. In this journey, you will discover the 5 keys hidden within this portal, each one unlocking a deeper layer of your soul's path. You will learn how to recognize the cosmic signs that confirm you are in alignment, how to act when you feel the pull of destiny, and how to seal your intentions so that nothing and no one can shake them. At the end of this path, a decree will be given, a phrase of power that seals your timeline in light and abundance, but only those who stay until the end will receive it. So breathe deeply and stay present. A rare alignment has opened, and this is your moment to step through. The hidden gate is here, and it waits for your yes. Virgo, your journey has always been marked by a quiet strength, one that is not easily understood by those around you. You have carried discipline like armor, service like a sacred vow, and silence like a shield. Others may have underestimated you, mistaking your stillness for weakness. But the truth is that you have been preparing all along. Every moment of solitude, every time you chose to observe rather than to shout, every night you carried questions without answers. These have been the seeds of something greater now ready to bloom. What many never saw was the weight of your private pain. You endured struggles that were invisible to the world, but in the eyes of the cosmos, nothing was ever wasted. What felt like hidden battles were, in truth, acts of sacred preparation. The universe recorded every seed planted in secret, and now those seeds are beginning to break through the soil. The honor that seemed delayed is not denied. It is arriving in a form that only those who waited faithfully can carry. Your silence was not emptiness. It was a chamber of alchemy. While others sought shortcuts, you were being refined. Your trials were not punishments. They were trainings designed to shape you into the vessel capable of holding the abundance that approaches. What felt like delay was protection. What felt like loss was clearing. This is why your story carries weight, because you were chosen to break patterns that did not begin with you, but must end with you. Virgo carries the mission of healing across generations. You are not only repairing your own path, you are closing doors that once trapped those who came before you. You are dissolving karmic cycles, rewriting invisible contracts, and becoming the bridge between what was and what must now begin. You may have wondered why your path felt heavier, why others seemed to move with ease while your steps felt slowed by unseen chains. The answer is clear. Your soul accepted the mission of liberation. And now, as the new moon portal unfolds, the purpose of that silence becomes visible. What was hidden is about to be revealed, and what was heavy is about to be transformed. The unseen preparation has reached its turning point, and soon you will understand why the gate has opened for you now. The new moon portal rises like a quiet engine of destiny, an invisible architecture shaping the path ahead. This is not simply a change of calendar days, it is a cosmic reconfiguration, a recalibration of frequencies that calls Virgo to plant intentions into fertile ground. The new moon always whispers of beginnings, of the soil ready to receive seeds, and in Virgo, its message is amplified by the energy of structure, purity, and devotion. It is here that your ability to discern, to order chaos, becomes a sacred key. This is the stage of the cosmic test. When the moon retreats into darkness, the world seems silent, yet it is in that silence that the universe listens most closely. What you choose to intend now carries weight beyond logic, for it is encoded into a field that shapes the cycles to come. The new moon is the great scribe, and it writes with the ink of your focused desire. This is why clarity is everything in this moment. Numerology confirms the vibration of this window. The code of 111 surrounds you, reminding you that thought creates form and that intention is the first spark of manifestation. At the same time, the pattern of 777 hovers in the background like a hidden signature of spiritual miracles in motion. When these sequences appear in your days, on clocks, receipts, or sudden glances at random pages, know that the cosmos is underlining its presence. The signs of this portal will not always be loud. They may come through the realm of dreams, where images feel strangely vivid and carry emotions that linger after waking. They may arrive in déjà vu moments, when a second feels repeated, hinting at timelines converging. They may come as subtle whispers of intuition, flashes of knowing that arrive without reason. Each sign is a soft knock at the door of awareness, inviting you to notice. And yet, this is not a call to fear. It is not about rushing or panicking at what might be missed. It is about presence. Awareness is always stronger than fear, for it transforms the unknown into opportunity. To step into this portal is to step with eyes open, to breathe into the mystery without letting it collapse into anxiety. The keys are about to be revealed, and the first one waits to show you how abundance begins to activate in the soil of this new moon. The first key hidden in this portal is the activation of abundance. It is not a gift that falls without reason, but a frequency that awakens when your heart and mind align in clarity. Abundance is more than material gain. It is the sensation of being supported, of walking into spaces where doors seem to open without effort, of realizing that the universe has already prepared what you once feared was missing. In this new moon, abundance stirs like seeds pushing through the soil, ready to reveal themselves if you dare to nurture them. You may recognize the symptoms of this activation in small yet undeniable ways. Opportunities appear in places you had not looked before. Someone may offer help just as you needed it most. A sudden clarity of thought may cut through weeks of confusion. Even the simple feeling of lightness, as though a burden you cannot name has been lifted, is a signal that this key has begun to turn. Imagine a Virgo sitting at a desk late at night, weary from constant labor, writing a single intention on a piece of paper. I open myself to receive. The candle flickers, the air shifts, and though nothing has changed in the room, everything feels different. Days later, a message arrives, a small opportunity that echoes exactly what was written. That is how abundance begins. Not always with thunder, but with whispers that grow stronger when acknowledged. The most common error at this stage is dismissal. Too many ignore the subtle signals because they do not look like the final miracle they expected. They wait for grand gestures, while the true portal is missed in the simplicity of small confirmations. This is why the key of abundance is not just to see but to honor, not just to hope but to act. The protocol is simple. Write down one clear intention in the present tense. Breathe deeply with gratitude as if it has already arrived, and allow the feeling of completion to settle in your body. This is the seed. This is the first alignment. Say it softly. Even now, I am open to receive. As this seed is planted, the question arises, what cosmic currents make this possible, and why does this alignment carry such weight now? The answer lies in the science of the stars and the language of the soul. The cosmos speaks in patterns, and what feels mystical is often simply the language of energy written across the heavens. Scientists call them solar flares, electromagnetic waves, and cycles of gravity, but the soul knows them as pulses of awakening. This new moon is not just a shadow passing over the sky. It is a recalibration, a resetting of the field that surrounds all life. Just as tides rise and fall under lunar influence, so too does your energy body respond to these hidden currents. Think of the portal as a tuning fork. When struck, it vibrates and every instrument nearby begins to hum in resonance. The human spirit is no different. The alignment of this new moon strikes the fork of your destiny, and your soul begins to resonate with possibilities once out of reach. This is why intentions set now carry more weight. The cosmic environment magnifies them, making whispers echo like thunder in unseen realms. Yet duality remains. These energies do not choose for you. They amplify what you already hold. If your heart carries clarity, the portal lifts it higher, speeding its manifestation. If your mind carries fear, confusion, or resentment, the same currents may magnify those patterns, creating the illusion of chaos. This is why the new moon is described as a cosmic test. It does not reward or punish, it reflects and expands. For Virgo, this is especially powerful. Your nature is to analyze, to perfect, to refine. But under this cosmic weather, overthinking becomes a double-edged sword. It can sharpen your clarity, or it can entangle you in cycles of doubt. The choice is whether you treat the energy as a wave to ride or a storm to resist. Awareness makes all the difference. The truth is simple. These forces are not external events, but invitations. They are opportunities to align with higher order, to synchronize your inner rhythm with the wider pulse of creation. Just as planets orbit without colliding, so too can your life find a path of harmony when you release the fight against the flow. And yet, within every Virgo lies a conflict, the pull between mind and heart, reason and intuition, fear and courage. It is here, in this battle, that the next chapter begins to unfold. Inside every Virgo, the greatest battlefield is not the outside world but the space between thought and intuition. Logic speaks in sharp lines, demanding proof and perfection. The heart whispers in softer tones, offering faith without explanation. This is the war that stirs during the new moon portal, a silent conflict where duty collides with destiny. The mind insists on safety, repeating the rules that kept you alive. The soul longs for risk, for expansion, for the uncharted road that carries your true calling. It feels like standing at a crossroad where one path is familiar and the other is shrouded in fog. The familiar promises comfort, the fog promises freedom. This is the tug of war, the cosmic tension that stretches you between past patterns and future potential. The weight of reason says, "Wait until everything is certain." The flame of intuition responds, "Step now, and certainty will unfold as you move." Fear rises here, not because you are weak, but because the unknown always challenges the ego's need for control. Courage asks to be heard, but it does not shout. It waits patiently for your choice. This is where karmic cycles repeat or dissolve, where the soul decides whether to stay bound or to rise. Each thought becomes a thread pulling you backward or forward, and the new moon amplifies whichever thread you choose to hold. Imagine this battle as two voices echoing inside a chamber. One warns of collapse, the other promises liberation. Neither is louder by default. It is your focus that grants volume. The portal itself does not choose sides, it only magnifies. And so the real question becomes, which voice will you feed? Which thread will you weave into your destiny? This inner conflict is not a sign of failure, but proof that transformation is near. The closer you are to the threshold, the stronger the resistance feels. It is the tension before breakthrough, the silence before dawn, the tremor before release. To recognize the battle is already to begin winning it, for awareness loosens the chains of illusion. And just as this war intensifies, stories begin to emerge, living examples of how signs arrive at the exact moment when doubt threatens to consume. One such story carries the key to seeing how alignment reveals itself in the simplest yet most profound ways. There was once a Virgo who carried the weight of quiet battles, moving through each day with a mask of composure while storms brewed unseen within. In the silence of their room, doubts echoed louder than any voice around them. They wondered if the years of effort, the sacrifices no one noticed, and the prayers whispered into the night had gone unheard. It felt as if the universe had turned its back, and yet something inside refused to let go. One evening, while lost in thought, they looked at the clock and saw the numbers 1111 glowing back at them. It happened again the next morning, then once more on a random receipt, 777, stamped as if by cosmic design. At first it seemed like coincidence, but the repetition became undeniable. These signs arrived not with thunder, but with precision, as if the universe itself was insisting, "You are not forgotten. You are aligned." The turning point came when this Virgo decided to act, even in their doubt. They lit a single candle, placed a piece of paper before them, and wrote one intention in the present tense. "I am walking in abundance now." Closing their eyes, they breathed gratitude as if it were already true. It was simple, only a few minutes, but something shifted. The air felt lighter, the silence no longer heavy. A quiet peace settled over them, and in that peace was the seed of transformation. Days later, small synchronicities began to unfold. A phone call brought unexpected support. An old door that had seemed permanently closed cracked open slightly. Even their own energy felt renewed, no longer weighed down by despair, but lifted by an unseen current. None of it was random. It was the ripple of a choice made in faith. The moral of this story is clear. Miracles rarely begin with fireworks. They begin with a single step of trust, an action taken while doubt still lingers. The signs are not meant to erase uncertainty, but to remind you that you are being guided even in the fog. From this example, the lesson emerges for all Virgos who walk this path. The signs will appear, the whispers will come, but they only unlock their power when you respond. The question is not whether the universe speaks, but whether you will answer. And this leads directly into the practical protocol that makes the invisible tangible. To walk through this portal with strength, you need more than inspiration. You need a living practice. The law of attraction provides the structure, a sacred rhythm that turns desire into alignment. It begins with clarity. Without clarity, energy scatters. But when you define your intention in precise words, it becomes a seed ready to root in fertile soil. Take a pen, write your desire in the present tense, and let your soul recognize it as truth already unfolding. This is the first step. The second step is elevated emotion. Intention without feeling is like a seed never watered. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and allow gratitude to rise as though the miracle has already manifested. Feel the warmth of joy, the peace of completion, the thrill of breakthrough moving through your body. Your cells respond to this emotion, carrying it as a signal into the field around you, telling creation what frequency to return. The third step is aligned action. Energy must move in the physical world, so take one small step today that reflects your intention. If your desire is abundance, act as if you are already supported. Organize your space, make a call, share your gift. The universe meets you where movement begins. And then comes the most difficult yet sacred step: release. Let go of the outcome, trusting that the seed planted will sprout in its own time. There are micro practices you can do in minutes. Scripting. Write your life as though you are already living it and sign your name at the end. Visualization. Imagine walking through a glowing door, each breath pulling you into a reality where your desire is present. Symbolic burning. Write what no longer serves, Burn it safely and watch the smoke carry it away. Each is a ritual of alignment, and each deepens the connection between your intention and manifestation. Astrologically, the new moon itself is the perfect soil for these practices, for it carries the energy of planting. To strengthen your space, cleanse it with incense, take a salt bath, or use the 4-7-8 breath to calm the mind before beginning. Always remember, this is not about control, but surrender. You do not command the universe, you align with it. And once you have acted, how do you know if it has worked? The signs of alignment reveal themselves quickly, often in ways so subtle you might miss them unless your heart is awake. The universe speaks softly when alignment has begun. The signs are not always thunderous events, but gentle confirmations that ripple through your days. You may feel sudden chills that rise like waves along your skin without reason, as if invisible currents are brushing against you. You may notice repeating numbers, 111 for manifestation, 222 for union, 777 for spiritual fortune, appearing on clocks, receipts, or even in passing glimpses. These are not accidents. They are echoes of the portal answering back. Sometimes the signal comes as clarity, a peace without cause, a weight lifting when nothing external has changed. You may feel lighter, more present, as if the world has shifted slightly into place around you. At other times, it arrives in dreams, vivid and symbolic, messages delivered through the language of the subconscious. For some, it is only after sleep that the confirmation is felt, often within 48 hours, when symbols and synchronicities interlace to reveal the message clearly. To maintain alignment, simplicity is your greatest ally. Begin each day with one conscious breath, one phrase of intention, and one small gesture that affirms order. Perhaps placing your hand on your heart, lighting a candle, or writing a word of power in your journal. These daily acts form threads of continuity, weaving your energy into stability and focus. It is also wise to avoid certain traps in the hours following your ritual. Drama drains the flow. Oversharing disperses energy before it takes root. Impulse decisions, whether financial or emotional, scatter the seeds you have just planted. Protect the soil of your intention by guarding your peace for at least 1 or 2 days, allowing the energy to anchor before exposing it to noise. And yet, even with such care, doubts may still whisper. Remember, silence does not mean absence. If the signs seem delayed, it does not mean they will not come. Often the universe works beneath the surface, and alignment is felt before it is seen. Trust the process, and you will recognize the confirmation when it arrives. Now the time comes to close this cycle, to seal everything you have heard and felt with a decree of power. Words spoken with conviction become keys that lock timelines in place. The moment has arrived to lift your voice and claim what has always been waiting. You were never ordinary, Virgo. The path you have walked, the silence you have carried, and the battles you endured were never random. They were the shaping of someone chosen. In this new moon portal, the truth of your identity is revealed. You are the keeper of keys, the one called to step through the cosmic test. October has opened the gate, and your name is written on it. You have reached the threshold where destiny and choice meet, and the decree you speak now seals the direction of your path. Remember what has unfolded. The hidden gate of this portal invited you to awaken. The years of preparation revealed their purpose. The stars whispered of intention and alignment, guiding you into the first key of abundance. The science of the cosmos reminded you that energy amplifies whatever you hold. The internal war showed you that the choice is yours. The story of signs confirmed that the universe responds when faith acts. The rituals of alignment taught you how to plant seeds with clarity and devotion. The confirmations showed that the soil is already fertile. All of this leads here, to the moment of decree. Now speak it with your whole being. I receive miracles and step into abundance. Do not whisper it with doubt. Release it like an arrow of light. Your decree carries weight because it is not just sound, It is vibration shaping the fabric of reality. With each word, the timeline locks, aligning with the energy of this portal. The cosmic test is not about proving your worth, but about claiming what has always been yours. Comment this decree as a seal, not only for yourself, but as part of a greater chorus. When many voices rise with the same words, the echo becomes a field of power, and that power supports everyone who steps through. Write it, speak it, live it, for the act itself becomes your covenant with the unseen. The gate does not stay open forever. Portals arrive in moments and then dissolve, leaving only those who stepped with courage transformed. You are here now, and you have been prepared for this. Ahead lies the next message, the next sign, the next unfolding. Stay awake, for what approaches will arrive exactly in time. The light is before you, and the door is already open. Step through,